You know something that I want people to remember all too well, and that is the play of Isaac TeSlaa, receiver drafted this year by the Detroit Lions out of Arkansas. Seems like somebody in there likes him. This guy Kool-Aid over here, man. Kool-Aid.
He's white.
I'm just sitting here right now looking at Ricky position the back wall. Look at that. Look at that catch, boy.
He's white.
Social media.
That's a white guy.
Where's the victory shades at? Let me put the victory shades back on, man.
Yeah, get that camera going, baby. Get that camera back up.
Real quick. It may be where I grew up and who I played football. Are we still shocked that white boys are good athletes?
As corners, yes.
Yeah, corner. Yeah, okay. Corners, yes. But receivers, I feel like I've seen plenty of white boys that can ball like this. Is this still a shock?
Well, there's a lot of them at SVSU and Grand Valley. But not in the league. Not in the league.
How long did it take for us not to be shocked about black quarterbacks?
Hey.
Shout out Mike Crawford.
My whole life I haven't been.
Shout out Mike Crawford.
Not you, though, but the opposition was, and the opposition still is. So the
opposition.
The opposite side. That's what I'm talking about. You said how long before you shocked?
I guess I'm not shocked by it. I don't get that shocked by it.
Nah, by the wide receiver.
Nah,
you can play.
Nah.
You can play.
As a delegate from the white race, I am still surprised when a white boy can go up and get it the way that Puka can. As a delegate from the white, what is it? It's not white.
The white delegation.
Well, delegation. Yes,
You're a representative of the white delegation.
I'm a representative. Thank you. I appreciate the clarification, Rick.
Yeah, until it's half and half is understood if you're shocked. I get that. Where are you with Isaac TeSlaa? He made a hell of a catch this week. But, coming out of Arkansas, the kind of like the thought around him was he wasn't the third down guy that they threw to. He wasn't the starter. He wasn't even the second wide receiver. He was the third wide receiver that they played in the slot. 28 catches, 545 yards, only 3 touchdowns. Had a high upside as it relates to yards per catch. But he wasn't the guy on that team. How much of that bothers you, Kool-Aid?
You know what, man? It bothered me a little bit until you dig around and you start to realize, too, he didn't play with any top tier or even good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder, when you're talking about preserving a wide receiver, is it better for you to keep this guy safe if he has next-level talent, or when he's not playing with a quarterback that can throw him open? More or less throwing him into maybe medicine ball territory. So part of me was wondering, okay, is it who he's playing with? Because then you see him at this level. We haven't seen him in the NFL yet. This is just training camp. And you know how we do with training camp, Bray. You understand, Detroit fans. We will drink all of the Kool-Aid. But what we've seen has been very, very impressive. And that's where, with me, I also add this one tidbit too. Brad Holmes is the one who identified him. And we know that when we see these types of guys, they're shifty, they got sure hands, they can run their routes clean. You put them with a quarterback like a Jared Goff. We've seen Jared Goff go and with whoever wide receiver 3 and wide receiver 4 is, he's been able to go out there and utilize them as well with barely any chemistry. Now we got a young buck who I think is showing some really good skill sets at the base level. And at least at this level, now we want to see him do it in preseason and we want to see him do it in the NFL at this level. He's making a lot of big noise, man. He's got a lot of fans. Some fans on one side thinking he's about to be something. Some fans on the other side, they believe, come on, guys, he ain't going to be nothing more than maybe a wide receiver 4.
This is what I think, and I'll turn it over to Anson after I say this. I think it's a lot of what you said in the sense of, you draft Isaac TeSlaa, you see he has the upsides, you see he has the numbers, you see the skill, you see the speed, you see the hands, you see the size, you see how he tested, which was off the charts. All of that is great. He wants to be good. He wants to be great. He wanted to play for the Detroit Lions, and I think you mix that into Jared Goff and what he is as a cerebral quarterback, understanding, you see how he gets guys. Once he trusts them, whether it's Tim Patrick, whether it's Josh Reynolds, once he trusts these guys, he can put the ball and he can find them, Sam Laporte, and the list goes on. Yeah. So I think you have a quarterback that is primed, like you said, and I think you have a wide receiver room that will get the best out of him. Amon-Ra St. Brown, we can't say enough about him as it relates to taking things serious, as it relates to film, and knowing that that's the guy that I want to be right next to. That's the guy that I want to be right up under. And then he also has some of that freaky ability. Well, that's when you go lean on J-Mo. That's when you have conversations with J-Mo and you're watching him in real time figuring out this game as well. I think the room is very conducive to the success that he will have, and I think it's Brad Holmes making a great pick, and then you got him here.
Who was the NFL receiver that was your mentor when you got to the league?
I didn't have any, and that was one of my biggest issues.
Exactly.
That was one of my biggest issues.
Exactly. And when you talked about him coming here to a top-notch wide receiver room, you have that. You have a top-notch wide receivers coach as well. And this kid has come to a team where culture is everything. And if you've seen any kind of an interview with TeSlaa, this guy is a stand-up kid. Absolutely. But something that really stands out for me was Brad Holmes said this was his favorite wide receiver in the draft.
Yeah.
Not the best necessarily, but the favorite. And when you look at that, it means, okay, well, if he's not the best, why is he your favorite? Well, it's because his culture is right. He's going to come in with the right attitude. He's a hard worker. But he's also happily going to come in as a blocker, as a gunner, maybe even as a return man. This guy will work his way up from the bottom, taught and mentored by some of the best wide receivers in the league. And I just think that this kid landed in the perfect spot because TeSlaa could have gone somewhere else in the 4th round and barely gotten any run.
And you know what? A lot of what you're saying, though, that's some of the same, I guess, some of the same concepts that Brad Holmes used when he talked about Brian Branch. Mm-hmm. He said, look, I know you guys, some people, they base things off of just the combine numbers, and you can see guys shoot up the draft board. I'm looking at the character, I'm looking at the grit, but I'm also looking at who's this guy on the field with pads on. When I pop on the tape, he looks like a football player.
Same thing with Jack Campbell. Same thing with Jahmyr Gibbs. Everybody, why are you reaching for these guys? And look how they fit.
Yeah, I think, but okay, I'll give some pushback on that. The difference with that is Jahmyr Gibbs went to what school?
True.
Brian Bench played in the secondary at what school?
Yeah, pretty good.
And Jack Campbell played linebacker in the Big Ten. You can laugh all you want to about what Iowa is on the offensive side of the ball, but on defense, Iowa comes to play. Their backers come to play, and they play well. So you look at those three, it's like, that's different than Arkansas.
Where did Amon-Ra go?
USC.
Yeah, I mean, Pac-10 kind of pack nothing these days. That's why they're in the Big Ten.
True, but USC is not a swing and a miss when you're thinking about Arkansas. A guy that didn't even start at Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? So that would be the pushback to when people are like, is this another trial and error? Is this another Giovanni Manu? Is this another insert player that Brad Holmes is drafted in the 4th, 5th, and 6th round? Like, he's hit on a bunch. So we give him the credit. It's like, oh, well, he got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Mm-hmm. End of discussion. For every Amon-Ra St. Brown, though, there's a couple in those 4th rounds that you're like, is this reaching? And he would be one.
But that's why I wanted to be able to ask you the question of, out of the things you've seen, your perspective of being around NFL training camps and even college, when you see a person like this, man, how much stock do you put into it? Because he's not the traditional one. You're right. It would be different if we're talking about a guy who we've seen perform against the highest levels at each level, and now he's at the NFL, and we know, okay, at least in 3-4 years, his peers are going to be the ones at the top. We've seen him perform against them. Same thing that people said about K, but with TeSlaa, you got a lot of people excited about what he could be based on what they're seeing in training camp. Part of me feels like this, even though I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, part of me feels like we've been here before, and it with some not so great memories.
If you want to know if he's going to be good or not, this is what you're going to see. You get a lot of reps during training camp because the vets are tired, because you don't want to run the vets out. You want to get some work in, put TeSlaa against the 2s, against the 1s, or, hey, look, we'll give you guys a period out. TeSlaa, you get in there, some other receivers. So he's going to get a lot of work. He's got to start making catches like this consistently. Mm-hmm. And yes, catches like that. I know it was a great catch in his one hand. Yes, he has to make those catches. If you want to get on the field, you got to get noticed. So he's got to consistently do this. He will get premium opportunities this Thursday to start, as well as the rest of the preseason games. You're going to be one of the only wide receivers playing in there that has an opportunity to be a 3 or 4. You got to make plays in those games. I saw Victor Cruz coming out of UMass. His rookie year. We played them. It's Jets versus Giants. First time I'd ever seen Victor Cruz play. It's the second preseason game. Rex wanted to bury the Giants and prove that we were the team in New York. So we played all our starters. The Giants, they chose to treat it like number 2 game in the preseason back then. Victor Cruz plays the game. He starts the game. Has 187 yards, has 3 touchdowns, and guess who those touchdowns were on? They were on Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie. All 187 yards and all 3 touchdowns. I saw that. I knew what he was going to be. But it starts in practice. I want to see a lot more plays like this. Get that confidence going. You start to see it because then you start to believe it.
And if you didn't watch this live, because most of us didn't, but that was a pick thrown by Hendon Hooker. Yeah. TeSlaa took that ball away.
Would the people like to see it?
Yes.
Courtesy of the Detroit
see what
Lions.
we got,
They
man.
would.
Hey, keep the mics hot too. Keep the mics hot. We got 3 different angles of this thing, you know,
wow.
and we'll loop it around, man. So you guys talk about it, cause we got an NFL wide receiver. I'm gonna continue
See what we
to
got,
hammer
man.
that home.
Let's
man.
watch it. I can break it down.
Here we go.
Here we go.
That should have been.
So he didn't high point, which is something new. The high point was just jumping,
Hendrick's real excited for him getting that because he knows there should have been a pick.
He saved his butt. That's
No doubt.
That was a hell of a catch. Like the catch is great. There's some technical things.
I still can't get over the spike. I must be one of them coaches, bro. Act like you've been there before.
Oh, you want to see that spike again?
No, I can't stand it.
You said you can't stand
I
the
can't
spike,
stand it. I'm old school. Act like you've been there before, man.
but he hasn't.
No, I know he hasn't. No, that's the thing. You know, it's like they tell you that as a little kid, like, yeah, but act like it. You're not even in the game.
That's a hell of a catch too. And now the president. What I do like, I like how he reached for past the ball, draped that over the DB. He wanted to attack the ball. Look, he wanted to attack it.
There's the other angle too, so you can see the inside.
That looks a little better on Hendon.
A little bit better.
Breaking news courtesy of
Realistically,
the.
you just give him a chance, though. Like, that's all you can have. Even though it was a bad throw as a wide receiver, especially, you're talking about TeSlaa 6'4", myself 6'3.5", 6'4".
Oh yeah, he could
just
put
give
it up
us a
there.
chance.
Yeah, he could have put it
And
up.
he gave him a chance. So he didn't throw the ball out of bounds. We
Yeah, that's
hate
true.
when quarterbacks throw it way inside, and now I got to get smacked back. Well, the safety takes the ball, or you throw it out of bounds over out of bounds.
You'll like hearing this. Dante 151, the legend in the chat. We always appreciate you, Dante. Breaking news.
OG.
The Denver Broncos and wide receiver Cortland Sutton have agreed to terms on a 4-year, $92 million contract extension. This kid came SMU, if I'm correct. When this kid came out of college, what happened?
Right. What's the value?
How much money he got?
Oh, that's what I thought you were upset about. I was like, I either forgot a pause somewhere or he mad about the money. He mad about the money.
You said?
$92 million, but yeah.
But
Sutton's a player who never had a quarterback until this last year.
Is he a 24 million?
I
player?
really think that he's one of the better wide receivers in the league, slept on continuously.
What's up, Bray?
He mad.
I digress. I'm not mad. There's no such thing as mad about that man's money. I don't count people's pockets.
When I hear Bill Russell talking back in the day about contracts and stuff, and those poor boys are making nothing in the 60s.
Making 23.5. This is like Kirk. This is like Christian Kirk all over again.
Yeah, nah, I'm down with that one. I never understood it. Never at all.
Kenny Galladay will always be the worst one. 20 million for him.